Welcome to Uncommon Analysis. Today's video hopefully be a pretty short one. I don't have a lot of time. I'm kind of busy taking care of a few personal things. All good. It's not a bad thing. I'm just going to be busy today getting ready to go spend a weekend with one of my favorite people on the planet. So hopefully we'll get some quality time together this weekend with one of my daughters. Anyway, the point of this video is I want to talk about this gentleman. This gentleman's named, and not just, this is an example, but this popped across my feed. This man's named Isaiah L. Carter. Now, he is certainly no Trump fan. At least he hasn't traditionally been. He's written for the Salon. He's done some other stuff. I believe he's mainly doing blog stuff on X at this point, or Twitter, or whatever they call it these days. But I could be wrong. I didn't really follow this guy, but this popped up in my feed. And so I had to go back and do a little research on him, because this is a guy who's finally taken the red pill. A few days ago, I did a video about where's the outrage? Where was the outrage out of the left, the deep blue left, regarding them being lied to about Biden for 5 years and then having to look like fools when the truth came out? And Democrats really never pulled any consequence for it. They never held their party accountable. They said, they never got angry. They never said, you lied to us. We want nothing more to do you. That outrage that should have been there, being played, never really materialized. Well, it looks like maybe, at least for some on the left, the outrage is finally showing up. For him, it appears to be the USAID information that's coming out. But let's to put this in context, I want you to show this is what this guy had to say. This is back in, I don't know, when was this published? This is in 2016 when Trump was running for the presidency the first time, right? He always supported Obama. There's a lot of pro-Obama stuff in his background, and lamenting against McConnell and this fighting Obama, etc. And he's saying how Donald Trump becoming he's pretty much going to guarantee a 50-state blowout for Hillary, hopefully. So here's what he had to say about Trump in 2006. Donald Trump was without question the most vulgar, unqualified, and dignified, horrid candidate to ever run for the office of president. He is the end of right-wing based anger and fear of changing more diverse country, which is not true. I don't think I'm sure there is a segment of every group that is small-minded, but I don't think it's the diversification of the country that's the problem. But this is a standard left-wing talking point, especially back in 2016. It still goes on to this day. Not to mention the blind rage at being thwarted of a man who upset 200 years plus history. White males were good. Yeah, they were upset because Obama won. Yeah, that's apparently the driver. But anyway, this is where this guy's come from. I cite this just to show you this is where this guy's came from. This is not a conservative. I don't think he's even conservative today. I think he cares about the country, looking through a few of his writings. I don't think he's somebody who wants to destroy this country. I think he does have an honest care and understand and recognizes the United States as a unique place to be. But he is by no means some hardcore right-winger. I don't think even after this conversion or after this realization you're about to hear from him, he's become a conservative. But he's not purely insane either. He at least has some sense of reality. And I don't know how anyone who cares about this country isn't outraged by what's come out in the last few days. But here we go. What does he have to say? This hardcore guy, what does he have to say?
This fucking political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in, and now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff. I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud. With the way that you people use color legitimacy, and the way you use black people as fucking mules to get us to push whatever fucking agenda you wanted to. The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that. And I will never, ever forgive this political party. The shit that I've gone through personally. Y'all were supposed to be the party of free speech, the party of women's rights. You have immolated all of those things. And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison. We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were. Congratulations. Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again. Not if I can help it.
Boy, he sounds a lot like me, doesn't he? He used a little different language than I do. He's obviously got a better grasp of some of the $15 words than I use a lot. But he's absolutely right. This is where things are now. They're waking up. The outrage is showing. They figured it out. The things some of us have been ranting about for years, that we were told, you're just a white dumbass, you're just a redneck, you don't matter, it's all coming true. It's all turning out to be true. Why is it all finally being outed? 2 words and a letter, Donald J. Trump. And 4 letters, the MAGA movement that he's in charge of. Do you think this would have happened had anyone else won the presidency? Anyone? Do you think Kamala would have done this? Come on. Do you think Nikki Haley would have done this? Or even DeSantis? Do you think any of them would have done this? Of course not. Of course not, because they're parts of the system, and the system is corrupt and they're part of it. This is only happening today because of Donald J. Trump. Period. And a secondary mention goes to Elon Musk. Had Elon Musk not bought Twitter, do you think any of this would be happening today? I don't think so. I think the change of ownership in Twitter and making it a relatively fair, open market of ideas rather than a pure-on, lockdown, left-wing mouthpiece utterly changed the game. Utterly changed the game. But this is the outrage I was talking about. They're finally getting it. And I'm sure he's not the only one. And I'm not saying that everybody who's hardcore blue is going to wake up, but a lot of them are. Remember, this is where this guy came from. Right? He was a dyed-in-the-wool Obama supporter, bashing Trump, most vulgar, unqualified, and dignified horror candidate ever run for office of presidency. 2016, this gentleman. They're waking up. Now, I know it's not all of them. You're never going to wake up everybody. But I think it's finally gotten to the point where a good number of people that would have never even considered, would not even have considered the ideas that some of us have been yelling for years, largely to the wind. that the government is corrupt, that the Democratic Party is not just Democratic Party, please, the establishment political class is basically a legalized RICO organization, a lot of it. And he's right. They're going to die on the Hill to prevent an audit, just so you can see where your tax is going. Whenever people don't want to see, when you find fraud and the people are complaining about telling you to stop looking for the fraud, those are people engaged in fraud. And who is it? Every time you see anybody saying, don't do that, somehow they're benefiting from the fraud. Somehow, directly or indirectly, they're benefiting from fraud and they know it. They may not like it. They may turn a blind eye to it. They may not advocate it, but hey, we're a beneficiary of it, so we're not going to rock the boat. So that's where we are. That's where things are going. I think you're going to see more and more of this because we're going to find more. They're going to find more. Don't think for 1 minute we're done. USAID is the tip of the iceberg. Trump just said that all the NGOs that receive money from the federal government are going to need to go through a government audit. If they enforce that uniformly, oh my God, I don't even want to begin to see what you're going to find. There are some good NGOs, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people doing good work, but don't think for 1 minute this hasn't been a slush fund for decades and everybody knows it. It's a money laundering slush fund. There's a lot of stuff's going to come out, folks. Hold on. It's going to be a wild ride. All right. Well, if you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell 10 people about it. And I hope you all have a great day. And with that, I am out.